This is the only video you need to watch if you're going through a breakup right now. Are you staring at your phone waiting for them to reply to you? Unable to get out of bed? Or you've purchased the entire ice cream section at your supermarket? Guilty. I get it. Breakups are literally one of the most difficult things that we go through as human beings, but you're lucky that you stumbled upon this video, which is going to go through an entire guide on how to actually successfully get through a breakup. I promise this one works. Listen, I've had my fair share of relationships and been through breakups enough times to know a very solid plan that actually works when it comes to getting over your ex. So this video will be broken up into two parts because obviously I can't talk all about this in one video. This is your part one that's all about the survival guide of getting through a breakup. And this is normally between the first month to about the 6-month mark. The second part will be 6 months to a year where you go through a reinvention of your life and becoming the best version of yourself. As usual, here are the video chapters to help you navigate your way through this video. So grab a tissue box, a cute drink, and let's heal our way through this video. Chapter number 1, moving out. So this means moving out physically, emotionally, and financially. Moving out physically, of course, if you're living with that individual, you'd want to pack your things and move out of there as soon as possible to allow you to have a very clear space when it comes to healing. Emotionally, because we want to relieve all of that emotional baggage. We don't want to carry that with us. So those of you that are actually Gilmore Girl fans will know about the Dean box. And that's just basically a box of everything your ex has given you. And what you're going to do is go through all the things that can be donated, you're going to donate, and the things that you just need to throw out, just like letters and gifts and all that stuff, toss them into the box and get rid of them. Another way of emotionally moving on is deleting photos and text messages, etc. Look, I know it's not easy. If you are really struggling and you can't delete those right now, that's fine. But just don't look at them. What's going to happen is your brain is going to bring you back to that moment and make you feel all amazing again, when the case is that is not the reality right now. So what you want to do is set yourself up for success. Do not look at the pictures and delete them if you really can. If you can't, that's okay. Make sure they're just kind of stored away in an area where you're not able to easily access them. And the third one being financially moving out. So if you and your ex have joint accounts for any financial matters, get yourself out of there, sis. You need to clear all those things out so that you're not in a financial burden over another person. Chapter number 2, no contact. Okay, before you say, Ash, oh my gosh, everybody says no contact, but does it actually work? I promise you it really does. And I know it's not the answer that you want to hear, but no contact is the way that you're going to move on. And that means, yes, deleting their number, blocking them from your phone, and blocking them on social media. You need to do this for yourself. It has nothing to do with them at this point. It's everything to do with you. Because nothing good comes from calling somebody that is no longer going to be your future. There is no need in this new era of yourself to be going through social media and trying to stalk them and see what they're doing. I'm going to tell you something right now, sis. It doesn't even matter what they're doing, because all that matters is that you're living your best life, and them in your life is not your best life. So we're going to let them go and we're going to focus on you. And in that case, you need to block their number and you need to block their social media, especially if you're somebody that tends to want to Google them and look at what they're doing. Respect yourself enough to not talk to them. They did what they did to you, but you deserve better. So don't talk to them. There's no point in talking to people that don't respect you and didn't know how to treat you right in the first place. So delete it. Delete the number, delete the social media. You don't need it in your life. What I would recommend you do here, if you have tendencies to want to call them, is 1, make a pro and cons list. So list out all the pros of calling them and then list out all the cons of calling them. And really be honest with yourself here. So your pros would be, to talk to them for comfort, rekindling a relationship. Be honest with yourself, okay? But then the cons are going to be, why would I want to go back to this? I'm going to feel bad after. I bet you more likely than not, the con list is going to be longer. And I want you to keep that with you, either in a notebook or on an app on your phone. So whenever you feel the urge to call them, you can open up the list and really see the reasonings towards what are the good things about calling them and what are just not going to work for you. Number 2, what I really recommend is just waiting. Be patient with yourself. If you're feeling an urge to call, remember that an urge is just a feeling. It's just a feeling of you wanting to call them for comfort. That's it. You can control that feeling. What you're going to do is go to sleep. Go to sleep or distract yourself with something, either a movie or call a friend or do something to distract yourself. And then the next morning, you'll think about it. I'm telling you, you're not even going to want to call them. Recognize that you've been familiar with this person for a while. So of course you're going to feel those feelings. Of course you're going to feel urges of wanting comfort and wanting to talk to them, but always recognize what that does for you. You have to be selfish in this situation. You have to think about you. Think about, does this really benefit you? I want you to ask yourself that question, because if it doesn't benefit you, don't do it. Don't do anything that doesn't align with the future version of yourself. If the future version of you is living in a very content, healthy relationship, and this person cannot provide that to you, then this person is not for you. Remember that when it comes to these urges. Chapter number 3, distract yourself. Now, I know this is also a really popular one that a lot of people talk about, but I'm going to actually explain to you ways that you can distract yourself. Of course, number 1 is leaning on your support group. So have a support group of your close friends and family that can really assist you with this difficult time. Now, I know, I also went through that where I thought I was going to be a burden on my friends and family if I went to them and ranted about the same person in the same situation like a million times. But understand, they want to be there for you. Your friends and your family love you and care about you, and they want to be there for you. So give them the opportunity to do that. Another thing that I recommend that you do is either do video diaries or journal your thoughts. So whenever you're not feeling too well and you feel maybe an urge to want to call them or a feeling of sadness, pull out your phone and just record how you're feeling. Talk to yourself. And here's an example of what you could do. So say the date, because this is very important. We're gonna wanna look back on this when you finally progress and you become the best version of yourself. And then what you're gonna do is just talk to yourself. Tell yourself how you're feeling. Tell yourself what you're going through. Let yourself cry. Let yourself feel. And I'm telling you, these video diaries will help you relieve a lot of things. And if you're a writer, you can instead journal your thoughts. So journal how you're feeling. Maybe if there's something you want to say to them, journal that. Or do a video diary or voice recording of exactly what you would want to say to them. Another thing I want to stress during breakups is, although this time may seem really horrible, this is actually one of the best moments of your life. And I'm going to tell you why. This moment and the pain that you're going through, you can use that as your fuel. And using that fuel to help you achieve the goals that you have for yourself. Use the fuel to go to the gym. I'm telling you, pain is better than a pre-workout. You literally will be able to go so hard at the gym because of the pain. Maybe you want to start a business. Start your business idea and your plan with this new fuel. It's going to give you motivation to work harder and do things. And I know at the beginning it doesn't, because you need to really wallow in your feelings. But once it does kind of kick in and you're like, oh my gosh, I have all this pain, but I need to release it for the positive. Release it into things that will really transpire into amazing things for your life. Work on a side project. Rekindle relationships with your friends. Focus on your career. Finish school or do another degree. Do things that really just are meaningful to you. When we're in relationships and we haven't really discovered who we are as a person yet, we tend to lose a piece of ourselves in another person. But I want you to know that this is now your chance to get that back. To get back what you once lost, or to discover it. Use this as an opportunity to really understand you and what you love. A lot of people that come out of breakups always say, but I feel lonely. I miss their presence. That's normal. You're going to feel that. Why wouldn't you? You were with that person for a while. You're going to feel that way. But remember you. Remember the person that you need to cultivate, which is you. Remember that relationship that you have with yourself that still matters. That person, fight for them. Believe in them. Help them be better and be beautiful and be amazing. And I promise you, when you invest that fuel into this person, you're going to see yourself completely skyrocket. No joke, you're going to go from being so sad and depressed right now as you're watching this video to a year from now being happy, content, etc. And that's because you put in the work to help you become that version of yourself. So keep going. All right, moving on to the tips and tricks when it comes to getting through a breakup in survival mode. Tip and trick number 1, no situationships, flings, blah, blah, blah with another person. Because you know what? I'm going to tell you something. You are going to find the same trash in different bodies if you do not choose the path of healing yourself and revamping what you actually want in a person. At the end of the day, observe your dating patterns. Come on, girl, take out a paper. Let's look at it. Observe the dating patterns. Who are your exes? What do they all have in common? It's not your type, it's your pattern. So getting into a situationship, a fling, or a new relationship is not going to help you heal. It's like putting a band-aid on a wound. The wound is not going to heal. Let the wound air out. Air it out by allowing yourself to be single and enjoy your life for what it is, and to heal and grow from the experiences that you've had. Tip number 2, analyze your relationship. Look at your relationship from a bird's eye view perspective. Think about everything that's happened in that relationship, and yes, it might be emotional and it might make you cry, but that's okay. It's all a part of the process. We have to go through this process in order to get you to the other side. Sit with yourself and understand what things happened in your relationship. For those of you that think that your partner changed, or you just don't like your partner, etc., or it just happened out of the blue, by doing this, you're going to recognize that it wasn't out of the blue. It was something that's been happening over and over and over again, but because you had your rose-colored glasses on, you didn't see the red flags. You cannot solve a problem without understanding the problem. So understand what it is that happened, analyze the whole thing, and gain clarity on the situation. Instead of overthinking the situation and thinking, what if he still likes me? What if he's going to text me sometime? What if this? What if that? Take the facts. It's for the best for you to move on and to move forward into a new chapter for yourself. And once you finally do get out of this, which I promise it will happen, it just takes time. It takes a lot of crying. I know, a lot of tissues, a lot of ice cream, a lot of time. But once you do get through it, you will be so proud of yourself. You will look at yourself, you will listen to your breakup song, which, by the way, if you don't have a breakup song, find a breakup song, like a song that you associate with your breakup, because one day when you get through this and you listen to that song again, you're gonna be so proud of yourself for getting through everything that you thought was a nightmare. Mine was actually from the soundtrack of the Barbie movie. It was What Was I Made For by Billie Eilish. And oh my gosh, guys, whenever I played that song during my breakup, I literally would cry. Like, it would take me 0.1 seconds and I would be like bawling my eyes out. But now I listen to that song and I feel happy. I feel so proud of myself for getting through all the hardships and difficult nights and situations that I had to go through, and to become the person I am today. Because truthfully, breakups, although they seem really bad, can be such a catalyst for changing your life. Capitalize that. Use that to transform your life into who you actually want to be. Okay, my last tip and trick, and this is for the girlies, it's okay to be emotional when you're on your period. I wish somebody told me this when I was going through breakups, because I recognized during the times that I was on my period, I was like overly emotional for absolutely no reason. Like, I would cry so much more, or be more sad and like a little bit more clingy. But now coming out of it, I recognize it's just our bodies, it's our hormones, and it's the things that we go through as women, and there's nothing wrong with that. But determining some sort of coping mechanism is what will help you during these times. So recognize when you actually get more emotional, and during those times, I want you to take care of yourself. The same way you would take care of somebody else in that situation, I want you to do that for you. During those times, what I recommend, create a really cute little basket for yourself with hygiene products and just some cute maybe bath things, maybe a cute drink, or just things that will make you happy. Because at the end of the day, you have to pour into yourself and care for yourself. And especially during those times when our hormones are a little bit higher, it's really important to prioritize taking care of yourself. I promise this made all the difference for me, because when I started to actually give back to myself when it came to those really rough patches, it helped so much in helping me just get through it, you know? If that is something that you struggle with during your period, I highly recommend that you try this. All right, so now time for my little piece of advice. You're gonna get through this. I know there are nights when you can't sleep. I know the tissue boxes are completely done. I know that it seems impossible sometimes, but I literally promise you, you're gonna get through it. You're gonna look back at everything you went through, and you're going to be so immensely proud of yourself, of everything that you endured and everything that you pushed through, even in difficult times. Care for yourself, love yourself, prioritize yourself, and understand that this is the start of your self-love journey. This is an opportunity given to you to now prioritize yourself, understand who you are, understand the love that you have for yourself, and work through it. I know this won't make a lot of sense to you right now because you're going through it, but congratulations. I am so proud of you for staying strong, for helping yourself, for searching up videos like this to help you get through this difficult time. Heartbreaks are so underrated because people don't talk about the true pain that you feel when you're in a heartbreak. The pain almost comes out of your chest when you're going through something like this. But understand that it's temporary. It will pass. All right, so that is all for our video today. I hope this was a helpful guide to kind of help you understand what you need to do right now in terms of tackling this breakup. You are strong, you are capable, and you can do this. I believe in you. I know you can do it, and I'll see you next time.